These are those wonderfully soft rolls that our moms used to make for us when we were little, which are made from simple dough with a little filling and a lot of love. I start the preparation by activating the yeast. Into a bowl, I put 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of flour, and then I crumble 40 grams of fresh yeast or add 1 10-gram packet of dry yeast. I pour 200 milliliters of warm milk over all of that. Mix it well and let it rest for about 10 minutes so the yeast activates. When you see your yeast has resin like this, it doesn't have to be this much. Into the mixing bowl, put 1 kilogram of all-purpose flour. This is all-purpose flour, smooth type 400. Mix in 2 tablespoons of salt, then add the activated yeast. When your yeast puffs up nicely like this, that is the best sign that the yeast is activated and that the yeast is good, that your dough will rise nicely. Then you add 2 cups of 200 milliliters each of lukewarm water, 1 whole egg, and 100 grams of melted margarine or butter. You can use what you have. And now I mix everything together slowly with a spatula. I deliberately use this measure of 1 kilogram of flour so that those who don't have a scale can easily manage with the recipe. You mix like this until almost everything is combined. There's no need to dirty your hands. Whoever does it differently, feel free to do it that way. You can knead everything by hand right away. You can use a mixer. Lucky you if you have one. Here I have 20 milliliters of vegetable oil. And now I pour a little like this, wet my hand so the dough doesn't stick too much. And now I continue to knead. Now I will add the rest of that oil. I wet my hand again. And I continue to knead until this oil is almost incorporated into the dough. It's important that it stays a little shiny, because when we let it rise later, that oil prevents the dough from drying out. We pat it all nicely, round it off, take a cloth, cover it, and let it rest for about 30 to 60 minutes. Depending on how much time you have, I recommend 60. When the dough has risen, I take it out onto the work surface and knead it lightly there. Just like this to shape it into a ball. Then I cut it into 4 parts. I sprinkle a little flour in front of me, so now I further shape each of these parts into a small ball. Don't do this for long, just enough for the dough to close on all sides. These dough balls should remain soft, because we will let them rest for only 5 minutes while I prepare the filling. We sprinkle a little flour on top, cover with a cloth, and leave it for those 5 minutes. We take 1 piece of dough at a time like this. And with the help of a little flour, if needed, we roll it out. When you roll it out, don't use too much flour, because it will then slide on the table up and down and you won't be able to stretch it. You need enough flour so it doesn't stick, but also little enough flour so it sticks a little. What did the writer mean to say? You need it to stick to the table a little so it stays in this shape. Now when we stretch the dough out like this, we cut it. You choose whether it will be 8 or 12 parts. For me, it will be 12 because I somehow like them a bit smaller. Feel free to cut into smaller pieces because they will grow quite a bit while resting. And now I put the filling. This is a filling that my husband really loves. Ham and cheese. I put about 300-400 grams of fresh cheese. And then I ordered 200 grams of diced ham. I salted the cheese a little since it's not salty. Use what you have. And now standard closing. I will place them in the baking pan right away. Usually in one row, in a large oven pan, 8 pieces fit. That is if you have a 60 centimeter oven. If you have a 50 centimeter one, then fewer. I roll out the second piece of dough in exactly the same way. I will fill 2 sheets of dough with the ham and cheese filling. And 2 sheets of dough I will fill with sausage. Here we will put a bigger piece. And here I will put 2. Smaller, bigger, bigger, smaller. Here it is. We place them in the second pan. Like that. And now the last piece of dough. And we are almost finished. There. Is it always the case with you that the last batch when you make something turns out all wonky? Here, see mine. In the last batch, always go with those things that were left over. What's wrong? My husband will kill me for chattering this much. Half an hour of video. I could have done more. But what can I do? I'm like controlling myself. Now, when we have arranged the rolls, since we made these first, we will bake them first. We will let them rest for about 20 minutes. And these here will rest for as long as it takes for those to bake. We beat 1 egg. Then we brush these nicely risen rolls. 1 egg is quite enough to brush all the rolls. We sprinkle the rolls with sesame seeds, as was done in the old days, and still now because we all seem to like sesame the most. And when I finish this, I take the rolls to bake in a preheated oven at 200 degrees C. Here they are, baked. Baking time is between 25 and 30 minutes, depending on how baked you like them. And now as soon as you bake them, brush them with a little melted margarine or butter. Here, they are done. Look how soft they are. Now I will show you. You can't eat just one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.